To our October 8th monthly meeting. Okay, if we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Pulaski, please lead us.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to accept the minutes of the September 10th meeting? Motion. Mr. Collins, second. Mr. Lunar, all in favor? Thank you. May I have an approval, a motion to accept the minutes of the September 25th work session? Ms. Kelly, second. Ms. Saragona, all in favor? Thank you. Mr. Kunz with the Art Gallery.
This October, the Burns-Seidemann Gallery presents Impressions from the Garden, a collection of one-of-a-kind botanical gel plate prints created by members of the Lynbrook High School National Art Honor Society. The project began with Mrs. Reganato's CDP culinary students, who spent an afternoon in the school garden gathering an assortment of natural materials such as tomato leaves, basil, thyme, and other herbs and leafy vegetables. That evening, during the NAHS monthly meeting, students used their fresh cuttings to explore the expressive potential of gel plate printing. The process involved carefully inking a flexible gel plate, arranging the botanical specimens on its surface, and pressing paper over the composition to capture a detailed impression. The result is a rich and textural monoprint, each one completely unique, revealing the delicate veins, edges, and silhouettes of the plants. Over 30 original prints are on display, showcasing vibrant range of colors, textures, and natural forms. Together, they celebrate both the beauty of the garden and the creative spirit of Lynbrook High School's National Art Honor Society artists. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lynch, for presentations.
Thank you, Mrs. Danino. So we're back full string this year. We get to honor some students for some very special work that they've done. So starting off with the National Merit Scholarship Program. So we are proud to announce that 4 students from Lynbrook High School have been honored in the prestigious 2026 National Merit Scholarship Program. Kathleen Cueto and Jack Murray were named commended students. And Aaron Malinka and Aiden Michaels will continue in the competition as semifinalists. So Kathleen and Jack are among 34,000 commended students through the Nationalized Recognized Program for their exceptional academic promise. And Aaron and Aiden are among 16,000 semifinalists, and they will continue through for the finalist level. So we wish them the best of luck, and how about some t-shirts? Then moving along, we have 3 Lynbrook High School students have been selected as 2025 New York State School Music Association participants and/or alternates. So we have, that's actually 3 for, will be, anyway, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students named here. Ian Fishman will be playing violin 2 in the string orchestra. Eric Matern, cello, will be an alternate. Sophia Schoen will be doing alto 1 in mixed chorus. Molly Schutzman will be doing soprano 2 and alternate. And Nicholas Savrazza will be doing tenor 2 in mixed chorus. Ian, Sophia, and Nicholas will be traveling to Rochester, New York to participate in the competition. And if the openings occur, our alternates will join them there. So congratulations. T-shirts? And now we would like to honor Jamie Perea, who was selected as one of 22 student athletes in the entire state of New York to be in the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, representing Nassau County, Section 8. The Student Athletic Advisory Committee was developed to give student athletes a voice within New York State Public High School Athletic Association. Over the course of the school year, Jamie and the committee will discuss topics relevant to high school student athletes and develop ways to maintain a positive athletic experience. He is part of many committees, highlighted his work up at NYSHPA, the playoffs and championship committee, and he will be going to Syracuse and Albany throughout the year to represent Lynbrook and Nassau County. So remember, that is 2 students representing the entire county of Nassau coming right here from Lynbrook. So Jamie, congratulations.
Okay, tonight we have a staff tenure recommendation for Denise Goldberg. We're pleased to announce Denise Goldberg, teacher assistant at the Kindergarten Center, is being recommended for tenure tonight. Resolution 2510C7, tenure recommendation. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools of the Lynbrook Union Free School District, Denise Goldberg, teacher assistant who is completing her probationary period, whose services have been found to be competent, efficient, and satisfactory, be appointed to tenure effective November 6, 2025, in accordance with the provisions of Section 3012 of the Education Law. May I have a motion to accept this resolution? Mr. Lunar, second. Mr. Murray, all in favor? Thank you. If you could please stand. We could. Congratulations. We look forward to working with you and you working with our students for many years to come. We are proud to announce that our very own Dr. T, Dr. Ben Teneber, is the winner of the prestigious Julian A. Milks Award from the Business Teachers Association of New York for his outstanding contributions to business education. Congratulations, Dr. T.
No T-shirt, but you need a photo.
No shirt?
Well, it's a very special night. I don't know if people realize, but October is Board Appreciation Month. So I believe we have some representatives from North and South Middle School who are going to do a presentation for our board.
Mrs. Healy and I are honored to be here along with our students to honor and recognize each and celebrate each and every one of you. You make a difference every day in every decision and in every act of service that you do. Your dedication helps shape our schools, support our staff, and create opportunities for our students to thrive. We hope this very small token of appreciation brings a smile to your face and serves as a daily reminder of just how valued you are by all of us here. The time, the care, and the commitment that you so graciously give does not go unnoticed ever. From the bottom of our hearts, with our students, we thank you. Our students, our staff, and our entire community are better because of you. We have a small token along with a card that both of our buildings created for all of you tonight. Before we get up, I just want to bring attention to some of the items that each of you have in front of you. So because you represent all of us, our students, our staff, and our community, each piece of our little gift bag, our card, and even inside our folders were created by different members of our building, students and staff alike. If you open the green folder in front of you, those are copies of our very own Mr. Raoul. He drew those for each of our buildings, and for every season he creates a new image for both of our buildings, and we thought you should all have, one for North and one for South, represents our building and outside our building. So Mr. Raoul, he was going to try to be here tonight, but those are for him specifically. And our students, each of our cards has every single one of our students' signatures with the thank you and our staff members from our building, created by our art department.
And I think the board would like to take a picture out front with all the kids, if that would be great.
Picture time.
We sit out. Why don't we do in front of the table?
Yes. Thank you. At this time, we want to let anybody who has homework to do to go home. No one likes to sit up front. At this time, I would like to move on to the report from trustees, starting with Mr. Lunar with the Audit Committee.
The Audit Committee met with the district's internal and external auditors on September 25th to review the district's financial audit and the district's technology infrastructure audit for the 2024-2025 school year. The external audit was a review of the district's books, including the budget that the community voted on, the federal money that the district received, and the student club monies. And once again, the auditors gave the district what they call a, quote, unmodified opinion, which they said is the best opinion an auditor can give. They found no significant deficiencies or material weaknesses in the district's oversight of its finances, and they had no other audit findings. So basically, this was another clean audit for the district, which is great. The internal auditors reviewed the district's IT systems and practices, including network security, data security, and privacy protections, data retention, disaster recovery, and the district's policies and practices regarding the use of artificial intelligence, AI. The auditors said that the district has met its goals in a number of areas and has made good progress towards its goals in other areas. Overall, the auditors gave a very positive report regarding the district's IT systems oversight and practices. Both sets of auditors thanked the district for its assistance and cooperation during the audit and said that the district did a great job once again with the finances and IT systems last year. So, positive report overall.
Thank you. We have two resolutions to adopt related to the audit report. Resolution 2510G38, the Extra Classroom Activity Funds Report. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lynbrook Union Free School District hereby accepts the Extra Classroom Activity Funds Report for the year ended June 30th, 2025. May I have a motion to accept this? Mr. Pulaski, second. Mr. Murray, all in favor? Thank you. And Resolution 2510G39, the Annual Financial Report. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Lynbrook Union Free School District hereby accepts the Annual Financial Report for the year ended June 30th, 2025, a copy of which will be published in the school district's designated newspaper, the Lynbrook East Rockaway Herald, and also acknowledges the memorandum dated October 7th, 2025, stating there is no requirement for a corrective action plan. May I have a motion to accept this resolution? Ms. Aragona, second. Ms. Kelly, all in favor? Thank you. The Compact Shared Decision-Making Committee, Ms. Aragona, to report.
Tonight, the board will be adopting Resolution 2510G25, approving the district's new shared decision-making plan, officially replacing the former Compact for Learning, which we know as Compact Committee or just Compact. To launch this initiative, which is one of the board's goals for the year, the district engaged Dr. Lori Kerner. She met with all 7 shared decision-making committees and introduced consensus building protocol and guide teams in collaborative student-centered decision-making. Dr. Kerner also met with the Joint PTA Council earlier today to share the district's vision for inclusive collaboration. With this adoption, Lynbrook moves forward with a unified, transparent approach that strengthens shared decision leadership across every school.
Thank you. If you could also give the PTA report. Thank you.
So this Sunday is the Lynbrook Council of PTA's 5K. It is a rain or shine event, so we are really excited and looking forward to it, rain or shine, but it's going to be a beautiful morning. Registration is still open. So you could find flyers in the back, and you could also register on social media. The race starts at 8:30 at North Middle School. There's also a fun run at 8 a.m., so there's still time to register if you guys are interested, and that will be this Sunday. Also, the Lynbrook Council of PTAs will be holding their first Parent University of the Year on Wednesday, November 5th at 7 p.m. in the Lynbrook High School. The focus is on AI, what parents should know, and how it's shaping our children's education and daily lives. Parents of all grades are welcome to join for the engaging evening. A flyer will be coming out next week. And also, the Lynbrook Council of PTAs has invited members of the board to meet with them on Wednesday, November 12th at 6:30 in the high school library. The purpose of the meeting is to provide the board with an opportunity to hear from council about any issues or concerns they may have. Individual board members will meet with small groups.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to call on our student member, Jackson Bowler, for a student report.
On September 19th, high school students were given the opportunity to visit the club fair from 2:15 to 3:30. The fair was held in the cafeteria and was filled with students who were representing a club or looking for a new one to join. The high school has approximately 50 clubs. From Environmental Club to Horizon, the high school has a club for everyone. I encourage all students to look at the club's brochure on the Lynbrook Public Schools website, read the club's descriptions, and get involved. This weekend is the Student Government Association's Homecoming Parade. The parade will kick off around 1 p.m., while the game will start at 2. Come down to the parade route or to Marion Street to see Lynbrook Spirit in action. Additionally, this week is Spirit Week, so be sure to check in with your individual school to see what Spirit Days are taking place. Finally, I will be sending out an email next week to students in the high school with a survey that will ask what I can do as a student board member to help or what I can bring to the board's attention. I look forward to reading the responses and implementing this work into my work on the board.
Thank you, Jackson. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add? Okay. Yesterday I went to the girls' tennis match for their senior day, and it was nice, really nice. Not something I get to do very often, but it was nice to watch them, and they are undefeated this year, which is really nice. Yes. So on to old business. The Nassau BOCES will hold a public referendum on Thursday, October 16th, asking voters to consider a plan that includes the purchase of a school, the sale of vacant property, and capital improvements to enhance safety and accessibility at 2 existing facilities. If approved, these projects will be funded using proceeds from the sale of the vacant property and/or the Nassau BOCES Capital Fund, which was created for facility improvements. No additional costs will be incurred by local taxpayers or the 56 component school districts. So details on this public vote can be found at nassauboces.org. New business, there's nothing to report, and I'm going to turn it to you, Dr. Lynch, for your superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mrs. Danino. So I'm going to start by reporting on the board goals. So as we spent a good time on the board goals introducing them last month, so I'm just going to do a quick update on them this month. So we did have the PD committee, which we sent on Friday afternoon, and they're getting ready to look what we'll be doing on our November days. So that was big. Another thing I want to mention is we went through the profile of the OWL, and we hit, creative and critical thinking, social emotional learning. So Dr. Balekas will be talking about some of that stuff later. But I want to highlight something on the real world skills side. So Lynbrook High School held a trade fair last week, and I had the honor of attending it, and it really was wonderful. So it was non-traditional, what we would consider non-traditional career paths, which are the way to go. So we had a beauty school was here, we had a welders were here, the Lynbrook Fire Department was here, the Lynbrook Police was here, the Marines were here, the Army was here, and I just got a chance to talk to all those people, and I just think, and I know Ms. Rossi, there was one period, second period you said was absolutely packed. I was there on a less packed period, but I just think exposing kids to other ways to do careers is just fabulous. And I think if only one kid took away a good idea that day, it will have been worth it. But I think we're going to have lots more than just one idea there. It was really, they were engaged engaging conversation. So I'm very proud of that work that's being done under the banner of the Profile of the Owl. Our second goal regarding the multi-tiered systems of support, I explained all of that last month. We're integrating academic data and social and emotional data. Dr. Blekus will be doing a little more of a report on that when it gets to his part, but we'll hit on that here. And then Mrs. Aragoni did a great job reporting on shared decision making. So we had that off to a start. I think it's something where we were talking a little bit this morning with PTA. We kind of have to immerse ourselves in what this is really going to mean. So it's a lasting structure where schools get to have all stakeholders together to talk about the implementation of the Profile of the Owl, so that it gets some legs and it's sustaining and it's not just something that is kept alone. So I'm hopeful for the work that's about to begin, and I thank the principals and the members of the committees who are giving their time, and I look forward to much success with that. So Emergency Evacuation Day was held last Friday, as you all know, because you had to pick up your kids early. What happens there is we actually are testing internal protocols. So from the outside, all you see is kids going home early, but we're actually testing 5 protocols that day. So the principals begin it with a hold in place, where kids, generally we would hold those when there's a medical emergency or something that's not really very urgent, and you're just keeping kids holding in a classroom for a little while. We then move to a shelter in place, where students all assemble in one spot, really getting ready. That was what we would use in a severe weather emergency. So if we had a hurricane and it suddenly came upon us and we had to keep the kids all safe, we would go to a shelter in place. We then have what's called an accounting for all persons. So we make sure that every person in the building is accounted for. I observed the kindergarten center this year, and all the teachers take attendance, and there's a green sign, red sign. So when the teachers have all their kids, they flash a green sign. When they flash a red sign, it means that we have to go looking for kids. And I don't know whether we actually, maybe at the high school, had purposely had some kids missing. Did we do that one this year? So that we actually test that system there. So that's an important one. And it's also accounting for all persons. So we also have to make sure we're looking for faculty. We have to make sure if there's any IT people in the room, in the thing. So that's all kind of very important structures. And then finally, we do reunification. So we asked for some parent volunteers so we actually mock what the process would look like if we had to release kids in an actual emergency. So the last time we actually did that here was on 9/11. So we actually had to make sure that kids are released to their parents. That's what that is all about. So we have some parent volunteers to do that, but really it's testing our muscle memory from within, knowing that it is quite possible that we'll be doing a reunification not in our home schools. Because if something really tragic happened, we would need to bus the children somewhere else. So we test that protocol, and then finally early dismissal. So that was all tested on that day. And looking at our social emotional learning goal under the Profile of the Owl, I'd like Dr. Blekus to give an update on the curriculum side.
Thank you, Dr. Lynch. Over the past month, both the elementary and secondary staff have been engaged in professional development aligned to the district's Profile of the Owl goal in social emotional learning. September's building level meetings at the secondary level and October's meetings at the elementary level were dedicated to introducing the facets of the goal, the components of the ruler program, language surrounding the tiers of support, and next steps. Some immediate changes that you're about to see are things like this poster popping up throughout the district. This is not the Microsoft logo. It does kind of sort of look like it, but this is a mood meter. What we have with the mood meter here, if you're looking at the different quadrants, each color represents a different set of emotions. Oh, thank you. So if we look at the quadrants here, the red section typically is emotions like anger or being worried, furious, nervous. If you look at the right of that with the yellow, it's kind of like the Inside Out characters, and the little guys are taught that. So that's your cheerful, you're happy. The blue section, that's sadness, being disappointed. The only difference from the movie would be that green section there, that's being calm or content. So all the stuff with the ruler program, it's talking about recognizing emotions in yourself and others. That's what the R stands for. The U is understanding the causes and consequences of emotions. L is labeling emotions accurately. E is expressing emotions appropriately. and R is regulating emotions effectively. So that's the basics of the rural program. That's what this represents to the children. Thank you, Mr. Press. You can put that down. Also, as part of our ongoing efforts to support the success and well-being of all students, we are introducing wellness checks by the end of the month in each of the schools. So at the elementary schools, they're used to something called the My Sabers program, so they're going to be using that. At the secondary level, they're going to be working with School Links. School Links is typically right now what would replace Naviance for people that are older students that were applying to college. It has lots of facets, School Links. One of the things it does have is a surveying tool. We're going to be asking some very basic questions, Likert scale type items, and the last questions are going to be yes or no. Basically, do you need support right now, so that we can try to give people that need immediate support that opportunity. So these screenings are going to play a vital role in ensuring that we're on the right path and that the targeted support that kids need to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally is provided. Thank you.
Any questions from the board? We were discussing that last bit with the PTA today, and I think it's a good to do that universal screening. The whole idea that, we know there are kids that smile every day that are plagued with anxiety. And if we give them an opportunity to say, today's the day I need to see somebody, they may not otherwise have reached out. It's just going to be another way to try to collect that. So I think it's and we've done it well at the elementary schools and we did it really well here as Freshman Frenzy, and now we're going to take it a little bit further. So I think that's going to be an excellent progress. Food program, Mr. Press.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, I don't have anything for you to hold up, Dr. Balakis. Maybe next time.
Hold up my own side.
You can hold that. So the food program continues to improve. It is not perfect. We'll fully admit that. There are still challenges that we are facing. But I am in near daily contact with our food service director, who has been working incredibly hard to get the program running as smooth as possible. They are nearly fully staffed, and even the staffing that they are contractually obligated to was actually based on much lower estimates of the number of meals that we're actually moving than we're moving. So they're looking at actually adding additional staff above what they're contractually obligated to, because we are, and I ran a whole bunch of numbers, which is what I love to do. So I'm going to share some of them with you. The participation rate has just skyrocketed over last year. If we eliminate the high school, just because the high school participation is very low, because the kids have a lot of options in the neighborhood here. Average participation K-8 throughout the district is about 55%. Actually, it's about 50%. Last year, we were looking at about 24%. So we've doubled participation in the last year, which is great. In some cases, the KC participation has gone up 188% over the prior year. Waverly is up almost 400%. So this is for lunches. We have no breakfast comparison from last year. So almost all of our elementary buildings are up well over 100%. So it's a good problem to have, but it comes with challenges with staffing and logistics and things like that. We do have to thank our food messengers because their job has changed tremendously since they left us in June and came back in September. So we're working on making things better for them and getting equipment to make their lives a little easier. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Again, we're continuing to make improvements. I know I talked about the nutrition information being posted on the website. There was just some misunderstanding from Aramark on that in terms of what they were able to get to us. I did receive some information today about the nutrition information, so I'm going to review that, and hopefully we'll get that posted very soon. Allergy information is posted on the website, so that, which is incredibly important, that is available.
Mr. Press, I just wanted to add, I had a
Yes.
group of boys at my house this week who were discussing the chicken, and they said it was the best chicken they ever had.
Really?
I don't know what that says for our cooking, but
That is good to know. I do check in on the orders while we still are doing pre-ordering for lunch, and on the days where we do offer the chicken tenders, it's like 98% of the orders are for chicken tenders. So it's been, I've been hearing a lot of positive feedback from food committee and just kind of randomly from people, and I'm seeing some heads nodding in the audience. Excellent. Great. Oh, no. Yeah. Good. So, I mean, I am glad to hear that, and we are, and there are thoughts, from the food service director. She's looking at, her office is here, and she's looking at the numbers, even at the middle schools, particularly for breakfast. There's definitely a lot of room for growth there. So we're going to continue to explore all the options that are available to us there. Any questions?
Mr. Press, can I ask,
Sure.
if I may, a logistical question?
Mhm.
How do we handle breakfast at the kindergarten center, given the busing?
You weren't supposed to ask that question. Kindergarten center has been a challenge. The students, the meals are actually, so that's the only elementary school where we're still doing pre-ordering for breakfast. The meals are delivered in a bag with the student's name on it, and they're delivered to the classroom.
Okay.
I just do want to throw something in. So they were all sitting here before for the tenure. If we have to thank anyone especially, it would be the kindergarten staff, because it's just we're feeding kids in their classrooms, and really at the beginning of the year they're more 4 than they're 5. So opening a milk container is a really big deal, and our teachers are doing that. So I just want to thank the staff for their incredible patience. There's some stuff we have to address. There are conversations we're having with the kindergarten staff. We're having regular meetings with them to tweak it and to redesign it. But I'd be, if I didn't thank them right now, that would be a big error, because they've just done so much for that. Everyone, and our principals, our principals are also serving lunch, so I don't want to know. I'm seeing Mrs. Maki back there. I know she's slinging hash kind of regularly, but it's so it has been a challenge. And Mr. Press, you also have you've learned things you didn't know you were going to learn.
Yes.
So it's been. I just think the demand is incredible. So you had a question.
Yeah, a question not directly related to the lunch program, but sort of connected. How are we doing with the return of free and reduced forms? I know that everyone's getting the lunch for free, but those free and reduced lunch forms are really important for statistical purposes for our state aid.
Yeah, I actually had a conversation with Sylvia Byrne in my office, who handles and processes those forms, and she said the numbers are well above what we've gotten just last year. Yeah.
And Mr. Press, on that same vein, am I correct that lunch is free for all students at present?
Breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast and lunch. And then just to follow up, am I correct that free breakfast and lunch is not free to the district? There is a cost that we're absorbing.
Yes. Part of the challenge we've had this year is having enough staffing. So Aramark had challenges with their staffing. We have had challenges as well on our end. So we've added where we could. We've gotten people to fill in from several of the negotiating, the bargaining units throughout the district, and just the general cost of our staffing for breakfast and lunch. And we're not even staffed where we want to be. But we ran some numbers, and it's not free. We didn't have a breakfast program last year, really, at the elementary schools, and now we do. And just that cost alone is, right now, based on our estimates for the full year, it's running in the 6 figures, the low 6 figures.
And am I correct, we don't have an option on this free breakfast for all, free lunch for all?
It is complicated. There is a way for us, not for us, the community actually itself would have to opt out of breakfast.
But as far as New York State Education Department is concerned and the state government, we should be offering this program.
And honestly, I think given the participation rates, the community does want the program.
Mm-hmm.
If we're seeing 50% participation on average throughout the K to 8,
Right.
I think we'd be hard pressed to get the community to say.
Yeah, no, and
we
I
don't
think,
want it.
I think it's a great program, and I
Yeah.
applaud all of you and all of our principals and especially our kindergarten teachers. It just frustrates me that the state touts it as free, and it's not free.
And I'll be a little more blunt than Ms. Kelly. This was a very nice political promise, and it's good for kids. It really is, and I don't think anyone on this board disagrees with that. However, the legislators don't listen to us as a board. They listen to you as constituents, and they need to know that this was not fully funded. And like many other things the state has done to sound good, this is another not fully funded mandate put upon districts. And so when you have the chance to speak to your representatives, please let them know that we need more money for this, because the taxpayers are definitely subsidizing a not inconsequential cost of the free lunch to everybody.
I'm curious if there's any impact in the classroom. You know, children who are well-fed can pay attention better, and I'm just curious if we notice anything. You know, that would be interesting to find out from the teachers if we notice any difference, especially with the breakfast.
Yeah.
Good to, yep. And Mr.
Okay.
Press, continue with the.
So capital projects, we're in one of those in-between periods right now. The work that was done over the summer, we're in punch list mode right now, so finishing up the small pieces of the project. So the elevator here is largely complete. The restroom project here and over at the admin KC building, we're waiting on the doors. So we reinstalled the old doors because there was a production delay in the doors for those restrooms. Those should be done, but by the end of October. All the masonry work over at Marion Street is completed. So now we talk about the projects that the community approved at the vote in May. Those are in the works with the architect, so they're working on finishing up the drawings. They are, and I'm told they're about between 85 and 95% complete on the drawings. And we should get documentation, I'm told, from the architect shortly for our signature. So we can submit to SED by November. Right now, there's a pretty quick turnaround time. Last year, around this time, we did third-party review to speed up the review time because review times were about 6 months. The architects are telling me now that turnaround time is generally 3 to 4 weeks. So we'd like to take advantage of that and go out to bid on those projects in early 2026. And that's what I have. Any questions? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to open it up for public comment. Please come up to the microphone and state your name. Okay. At this time, we have a sympathy resolution. Mr. Pileski?
Whereas the members of the Board of Education of Lynbrook Unionfield Free School District have learned with sorrow of the passing of Jeffrey Loesch, former employee in the Lynbrook School District. And whereas Jeffrey Loesch served as a teacher for 33 years from 1970 through 2003. He was also teacher in charge, summer school principal, and ran adult education during his tenure. And whereas the Board of Education is mindful of the contributions made to our district by Jeffrey Loesch during his years of service to our community, be it resolved that the Board of Education records its sorrow, its sympathy, and the esteem in which Mr. Loesch was held. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be sent to the family of Jeffrey Loesch with the hope that they will find solace and comfort in the rich heritage of good works for which he is remembered and revered.
We have two resolutions that were not included on the posted agenda. Resolution 2510G40, be it resolved that Resolution 2409G14 AM duty North be rescinded as these teachers are included in Resolution 2509G12 supervisors. And Resolution 2510G41, be it resolved that Resolution 2507G29 non-contractual rates be amended to reflect a change in rate for food messenger from $18.36 to $20.40. May I have a motion, please, to accept these resolutions? Mr. Cullen, second. Mr. Lunar, all in favor? Thank you. We added Benjamin Tenneber to Resolution 2510G3, additional classes. For consent agenda, I'd like to ask for consent agenda on Resolutions 2510C1 through C6 and C8, 2510NC1 through NC16, and 2510G1 through G37. May I have a motion, please? Mr. Murray, second. Mrs. Aragona, all in favor? Thank you. May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Mr. Lunar, second. Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Thank you. We hope to see everyone at the homecoming game and the Fly with the Owls 5K this weekend. Our next meeting is November 12th. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.